Hey everyone, it's Jess, and we're here to spend a day indoors to talk about Guts and Glory, episodes 5 and 6, our finale episodes. Except, as you all may have found out, like me, when you opened up your AMC Plus app to watch to watch the last two episodes. The semifinals, as they literally described it in episode 4, and the finale. Imagine our surprise. Episodes 5 and 6. 5 is the finale, and 6 is just a behind the scenes episode. So technically, even though this title, I don't know why I'm doing this, the title says episodes 5 and 6. We're pretty much just here to talk about 5. Because that's when the show ends. This show is so baffling to me. I don't understand why they made literally a point in episode 4 when they had our last 4 contestants, Josh, Julia, Michaela, and Colby. Why they say you've made it to semifinals, and then it's just a finale, and I'm like, that's not. And it's not even like it's a longer episode. It's still the same 30-minute episode as it's been the whole show. So we've now condensed the semifinals and the finals into one. But don't worry, guys. No more eliminations. Instead, we get 2 more murders. I'm so... Why was 4 out of the 10 people on this cast not real contestants? 4 of the 10 people were murdered on the show. So, unless you put them on the show and like, by the way, you're not gonna win, we're gonna just kill you off. You hired them, and they're not real. Why? That's too many people. And then the real people, I want to know what they told them they were gonna win, because throughout this episode, Michaela is talking like, I'm gonna retire. I want to pay for my mom like some kind of like surgery, and then I want to retire her. Mind you, the grand prize before this episode even before the finale even hit, the only prize we knew about was that goddamn Hyundai Tucson. You can't retire somebody on a Hyundai Tucson, first of all. Number 1. Number 2, we get the full prize total today. Not today, but in the episode, you know what I mean? First place got $15,000 and then the Tucson. Now, I don't know about you, but we live in the United States of America. You can't retire on $15,000. You can't even retire on probably the cost of the Hyundai Tucson. So, I have no idea what the hell she was talking. I want to know so bad. What did they tell these people that she was saying, I'm gonna retire my mother? Or were they all just actors? I'm so baffled. Did they just say, like, just give us a heartfelt speech about something? I'm so... This show, I don't even know where to begin with this show. Obviously I'm gonna go through the episode, but I just, like... It truly... I messaged this to my friend, I'm like, this feels like a fever dream. I don't... Even before I watched the episode, I said to my friend, I'm like, at least one person is gonna get murdered on this episode. I'm like, it has to happen, knowing the show. And they said 1. How about 2? And I'm like, you know what? You got me there. Two of the 4 finalists were not even real. It's like I don't know anymore. What? Oh my god. Okay, let's actually. Before I rant and rave, because I could probably talk about this for 3 hours. Let's actually get into the episode. So, they're leaving the last challenge. They're on the bus again. And then for some reason, they're all, this time, they're up in arms about our friends keep getting killed. Ugh, why Greg is crazy. He's killing our friends. First of all, no one even died last episode, so they're bringing this up now. Okay. we had regular eliminations last time. Cool. Second of all, listen. They're like, Greg is not selling the crazy role I feel like he's supposed to be selling. He's not giving, like, jigsaw. You know what I mean? He's supposed to be like some crazy person that's put them in this show and is killing people. But he's just like, he's so casual. He's like, hey guys, yeah, so we're gonna do the challenge. And I'm like, Greg, you gotta sell it. Get into it. No, but he's not. So the fact that they're all up in arms about this now, and I'm like, okay, sure. He ain't even selling it, so. But they're on the bus. They're complaining. They're also worried about, will I die next? For two of them, correct. Now, their new bus driver drops them off at a fucking barn and peels out. They're like, great, we're stranded again. Barn in the distance. Fucking massive explosion, and they're all like, what the fuck was that? They get over there. I don't know if it was even the barn. It wasn't even like the barn. It was like a car blew up. They have like dead crew members. Like the boom mic. Fucking. I'm like, oh my god. And they're like, is that the crew? I'm like, yeah, nobody's holding a boom mic for shits and gigs, you know? So crew got blown up. By what? Ooh, we don't know. So these fools go into the barn. Barn doors slam shut on them. And who's in there? Oh boy. It's the creature, but the creature is actually Julian, possessed by a demon spirit. She's wrecking shit up. She's throwing shit. She's hanging in the air. Like, shit's flying everywhere. And this is their first challenge. They gotta get out of the barn, pretty much. There is writing on the wall and demonic symbols. They have to search around the barn, find papers. Well, there's a bunch of papers. They have to find the correct paper with a transcription that matches the symbols. Say the incantation, the prayer, whatever you call it. Translate it. Say the right words, pretty much. And you can get out. But you say the wrong thing, something bad's gonna happen. They're looking all over the place. Let me tell you something. I say this with every challenge. Ramp it up. Julian, half the time, is just kind of hanging there. Like, floating around just like this. And every once in a while, she'll, like, pop out, like, ooh, at them. And they'll be like, ah. Or they'll have, like, big spiders hanging around everywhere. Ramp it up. I want her to be... Because she stopped throwing shit once they started the challenge. Keep throwing shit. Throw shit everywhere. Wreck the fucking place where they're looking. Or have her, like, run after them. Swoop on them. You know, like... Put the fear in them, you know? She's just kind of hanging in the air. It's like... Literally, she's just, like, kicking, like... As they're running around, like, where are the papers? And Julia's, like, gagging over, like, the spider webs. I'm like, she's more scared of the spider webs than Julian. That's your big man right there. And Julia's like, ew, spider webs. She's literally, like, gagging. I'm like, me, though, honestly. But, like, I keep saying something challenge. Ramp it up. Bump that shit up. They're not... Go in. Get into it. And they're not. But so... They're going around getting the papers. Josh finds one. He's like, I think this is it. He reads it. Wrong. They're like, what happened now? They said something's gonna happen. Nothing happened. Josh is awoken the dead. Back in the graveyard they were just at, the zombies are arising. Coming out of the graves. True Rick and Nicotero fashion, you gotta have the zombies. And boy are they coming. So they're making their way over to them. But they don't know that because they're still in the barn. They're like, oh crap. Wasn't it? So now we gotta keep looking. Finally, Colby finds one, matches, reads it. The barn door's open. And they have freed the demon spirit from Julian, allegedly. So they're leaving the barn. And then we cut... They've done this before. And they're doing it again. we cut from the live footage of them like running out to like this like scripted like scene of like Julian coming out normal from behind the thing. She's like, Josh, and Josh is like, Julian, you're all alive, you're okay. And she's like, oh, you have to help me, da da da. Set up. She transforms, fucking mauls him again. Mauls him, Josh is dead. Barn doors slam shut on him. No, it is. I feel bad because I know they're trying. This is a horror show. He's mauled by Julian. The other people are screaming, watching. A hook descends from the ceiling of the barn. And Dead by Daylight style, this man is hooked, lifted in the air, dead. Barn doors closed. I'm like, okay. And then we cut from this like supposed to be like really intense scene of like Julian, we just saved Julian. JK, no we didn't. She just mauled Josh. Josh just got hooked and raised up in the air and killed. And then what do we cut to? Them running away scared and continuing on with the show? No, because that would make sense. We cut to Greg Nicotero in that goddamn Hyundai. I can't even look at a Hyundai Tucson anymore because it's driving me nuts in this damn show. And he's like, oh, Josh died. Bummer. I'm like, what are we doing? Why are we on Greg right now? What? You. It's like they want us to be an immersive horror show. And then they bring the energy up to like, oh boy. And then they immediately plummet it back down by ripping you out of that situation and putting you in Greg driving in a car down the street. What is the point of building the tension if you're just going to immediately destroy the tension you've built by having Greg talk about, like, casually, like, oh yeah, Greg, Josh died. Yeah, that's crazy, da-da-da. And I'm like, I literally was like, I in my notes, I have written in all caps, why are we on Greg in the Tucson? We don't need this fourth wall break. Literally, you could see it. Why? Why do we need that? Just destroy every tension you've built. Just for him to like, Josh is dead. I'm like, I want to know what their contract with Hyundai said. Did they need the Tucson must be in every episode? And they're like, okay, how about in the middle of the episode, we just put Greg in the Tucson talking about something? And I'm like, maybe we don't do that. Maybe we don't. Just a thought. Just a consideration here. Maybe we don't do that. But, I don't make shows. What do I know? So then, alright, everybody else, Colby, Michaela, and Julian, just watch Josh get mauled by Julian. They're like, what the fuck? They're out of the barn. And they're out of the barn, and look what's coming. It's the zombies. They're like, what the fuck? They're running. They run to a nearby house. Inside the house is Greg, dead. He is ripped apart and beheaded on the floor. They're like, okay, what the fuck? And one of their little GoPros is there, so they have to watch on this little GoPro screen. Greg give them the rules for the next challenge. The final challenge, mind you. They have to kill the zombies, so they have 2 minutes to go outside as the zombies approach and collect all the ammo outside. Now, they're getting ammo boxes doesn't mean they're getting ammo, because some of the ammo boxes have nothing. Some will add ammo and some will take away ammo. So, and they all have their own duffel bags. They all have to get their own ammo. Once they've collected the ammo, they then have to get the guns from inside the house, and shoot the zombies out the windows. Obviously you don't want to be outside. Keep a barrier between you and the zombies. I'm like, okay, whoever gets the most shots win. And I'm like, we're just basing it off of that. Okay. Sure. So they're out there, they're getting ammo boxes. Colby and Michaela are just racking them bitches. They got boxes and boxes and boxes. Julia got like 2 boxes. 2 minutes, she literally has 2 boxes. They have to run inside before the zombies get them. on the door. They're counting. They have to open the ammo box, see what's inside. They have like a big bullet, and it'll say like plus 15, minus 10, 0. Da, da, da. Julia having a whole panic attack now because she's like, oh my god, I don't have enough ammo. I don't have enough ammo. They have all the. I have nothing. I have nothing. She's panicking, and Julia decides, I have to go find more ammo. I have to get it. She runs for the door to run back outside. She barely even opens that door. She literally opens it and is instantly mauled by a zombie, grabbed by him. Another one comes to ripping her apart. They drag her outside. Oh, I whacked the mic. Apologies. They drag her outside. Kobe McKinley go close the door. She's like getting her throat ripped out. Her blood. She's outside screaming, like being mauled, and they're like, what the hell was, they're like, they're not even like, oh my god, she's dead. They're like, why the fuck would she go open the door? Oh my god. So Julia is dead. Mauled by zombies. Terrible way to go. Not the way you want to go. Ugh. Ripped, eaten alive. And she's like screaming for a while. They're like, oh my god, there's like, just take her ammo. She only had like 2 boxes, so they just like take a box. They count up their ammo. But I don't even think it's crazy. They don't even tell us how much ammo they got. I couldn't tell you how much ammo they had. There's numbers, they're adding up, they're all writing it down, like adding it up on paper, but they don't tell us how much ammo they get. So I have no idea how much ammo either of them have. So they tee up their rifles and they're shooting through the windows. And now, they're showing us the shot counts on the screen. I would love to know how exactly they were tracking who shot what. Because obviously they're not for real shooting these people, because hello, that's you can't shoot people. Are they like, how are they did everybody have like a specific like ammo color? Like not ammo. No, yes, ammo. What the fuck am I talking about? I don't know. They should use like paint. They weren't using paintball guns, because you would see like the color pop on it. I'm like, how are you like tracking who's shooting what? It's literally nighttime. It's dark. Everybody is like dressed as zombies. Everyone's like dark clothes. There's like some of them are being shot, but they're not dying. They're like, zombies. You have to kill them. You can't just like shoot your arm and be like dead. No, you have to get the headshot on the zombie to kill it. So like, I'm like, how are you tracking this? Because I couldn't tell. I'm just going off the numbers in the corners. Would love to know. Now, they don't really like give us that information, but it's fine. So they're shooting. The zombies are coming. So many zombies are just coming. They start breaking down the door. They're like, ah! Like the doors are like cracking in, and Colby and Michaela are still like shooting out the windows. So they have to like yank away from the windows because they break through the door. So they have to start like shooting them in the house. They like, the zombies like corner them, like a crowd of them are in the house now. They like back them into a corner. They like go out of sight behind the zombies because they're like crouching down and shooting. And then we just like cut from that, and then all zombies are dead. And then Colby and Michaela come out of the house, and I'm like, what are we doing? What exactly is happening? I don't know. Like, I don't know. And Greg's there. Greg's alive. They're like, oh my god, you're just dead in there. He's like, I'm good. I'm fine. Don't worry about it. I'm like, okay. What was the... I don't know. But they've determined the winner. And I'm like, okay. They don't tell us. They say the winner is like whatever. They don't say you had this many shots. You had this many shots. We don't have any of that information. We don't know the shot counts. We don't know the ammo counts. We don't know jack shit. So it's pretty much just like, just trust me, bro. You won. So after all this whole 5-episode, 30-minute episodes. Pretend I'm drum rolling. Our winner of Guts and Glory, Season 1, Colby. Colby wins. Colby has a full backflip. He wins. He's like, he breaks his family curse that he keeps mentioning, by the way, of his everybody in my family gets second place. I finally want to break the second place curse, and he did it. He got first place. Does his backflip. He's getting $15,000 and a Hyundai Tucson. And Michaela, for being in second, I guess, or just being alive, she gets $10,000. I'm like, cool. That's nice, I guess. Slim budget, but you know what? We'll take it. They're all like, wow, this is an amazing experience. And I'm like, at least they have fun, I guess. Sure. They ride off into the sunset with Greg in a Tucson. Except in the backseat, last thing we see in the show, Greg is not Greg. He is the creature. He yeah, because remember, it's a shapeshifter. He shapeshifts back out of Greg Nicotero to the creature, and then whoop, roll credits. And that's the finale. Literally, I'm like, okay, hey, what? Hey, what? Now, I have some thoughts. Like, I've started some things already. I wish we had more information on the challenges, like the ammo, the kill count, like totals at the end. So they're trying to get us to believe that Josh and Julia are dead. They've been killed by Julian and zombies, respectively. So why, throughout their respective challenges that they die in, why are we getting confessionals from them about said challenge? If you are trying to sell to me that they're dead, why am I getting a shot of Julia talking about running around for ammo boxes when we just watched her throat get ripped out by a zombie? You gotta pick a lane. This is like my biggest issue. It's like, I just don't know if they know what reality TV is. It's like, I wrote this down. I don't want to get too much into it because I honestly, genuinely am thinking of making a separate video about, like, overall, like, my thoughts on, like the, I guess, like, the cons of the like, what this didn't do right, in my opinion, and how we could improve that if they ever did a season 2. I'm genuinely thinking about doing that, because I feel like I could talk for 3 hours about that. But I made it of this. You can kind of see it, in the behind the scenes episode, they kind of get into it a little bit. It's like they wanted, this horror reality show. But what I think they got lost in is that they wanted to tell this, like, horror story through the show. And they put too much emphasis on this story that they've created versus, like, it being a reality show. You know what I mean? It's like this weird in-between where it's not reality TV, but it's not a scripted TV show. You know what I mean? It's like this weird thing where it's like you're trying to tell me this is reality TV, but then it's not, because there's so many scripted moments in it. Half of the cast aren't real. And then there's, like, this weird, like, editing, like, I'm like, so, it's like they put too much emphasis on the story and they lost, like, what makes reality TV reality TV. Reality TV is real. Shocker. I know. Maybe that's, I don't know. Listen, I'm not talking about, like, Real Housewives, like, whatever. That's not competitive reality TV shows. I know people love to say, like, oh, it's staged, it's scripted. It's not. Trust me. I mean, I've never been on, but listen. They just did this show in a way that was so odd. Because they marketed it to you as, like, an unscripted reality show. Survivor meets the Blair Witch Project. It wasn't given either of that. First of all. So, rethink the labels if you get season 2. And it's just, like, so hard to put this into words. It's like, because it's like a vibe you get watching the show. You're like, this isn't, like, it's not really reality TV. it's like something else. It's like it's giving like, you know when you watch like those like prank shows or like Punked or something, you're like watching like the scene that they're performing for you to prank the one person, and it's like it's not real. It's like that kind of, I don't know if I'm even like making sense to anybody, but that's like the vibe. I think they just put so much into like, we've written a horror story and we are making this into a reality show, but instead of like, I don't know, it's like on a reality TV show you just kind of have to let it flow like it's like you have to it's like Dungeons and Dragons. That's how I'm gonna describe it. It's like D&D. The dungeon master, the DM, they they make the world, they kind of lay like the foundation for the story, but like while they're like kind of guiding you through it, they're not like leading it. Like the characters, your players are. They make the decisions, they control the story and the flow. They have the reins. You can't, they like, you know what I mean? This is like not making sense, but I hope it does. It's like the cast is what carries the show. Reality TV show, you have to let it just flow. You can't try to force it to be something it's not, because if you're trying to take the story, like the DM can't be like, actually, like, oh, the character's like, oh, I want to do this thing, and the DM's like, no, actually, you're not gonna. We want it to be this. I already planned this out, so we're doing this. It's not how that works. It doesn't work. That's not how the game works. It's not how reality TV works. You have to mold the story to the cast. You can't try to take a story and then like, okay, we're just gonna make it everything around. Oh God, I'm like explaining this so bad. Like, cause this like, cause I'm like so baffled. I don't even really know how to fully like explain my thoughts, cause it's just like so off. I truly don't know. I literally watched the finale and like I was just like laughing. I'm like, this is so ridiculous. Oh my God. Good grief. I'm like trying to find a better way to describe like my thoughts, but it's like, the producers can lay the groundwork to the show however they want, but ultimately the cast on most reality TV shows, how they behave, their actions, their emotions, how they strategically move through the show is what tells the story of the season. I mean, you've seen it, like I watch so many reality shows, but Big Brother, for example, that's kind of the best one I can think of because it's, a live show. The producers on that show try their damnedest to control things, but boy, do they not listen. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. It's just like, you can't make a story for a reality TV show and then make half of the cast to be actors and just try to tell a story and then like we're just gonna put like try to mold the cast to the show. Not how it works. You have to mold the show to the cast, to the story that's being told through them. I feel like I've been saying this for 9 minutes, but I feel like you know what I mean. So I just don't know what their goal was here. Why they've made this so like staged and scripted, because if you're looking at this, like I said, 4 out of the 10 people in this cast were not real. And if you're looking at this finale, just this finale itself, 2 out of the 4 finalists were not real contestants. They died during the finale. So, by doing this, you automatically have cut down the number of people who can actually make it to the finale and have a chance to win. So, like last episode, Dewan, Brady, what if they weren't cut? What if they had made it through to the final? They could have made it through the finals. But they didn't, because 2 people had to die during the finale and they were real people and not character actors that you hired. You know what I mean? Or, like, let's say during the tire challenge, Josh had won the previous episode and during, he had won the reward to skip the whole tire challenge and he could pick one other person to skip it with him. He picks Julia. We find out in this episode, obviously, they're both actors. Just they were upset to die in this episode. Now you question the validity of all the other challenges, because Was it set up for Josh to win so he could keep Julia safe so they wouldn't be at risk of elimination? And then you look at the bottom three of that cast, of that episode, of that challenge. Oh my god. But the bottom three of the tire challenge were Alexis, Brian, and Lucian. And I mentioned in that recap as well that we never got their times that they ran. We have no idea what any of the times were. They were just like, hey, you're the slowest. They didn't tell us or them. Lucian was the only one that made it through because it was double elimination, so Brian and Alexis were both out. They were eliminated. Lucian killed immediately after. So, were they actually the slowest times? Or were they just set up to be like, well, we need 2 people out, so they're not actors, then we need the actors to move forward so they can die in various episodes, so get them to step in. It may not have been that, and they may have been slow times, but because they're not giving us information, we don't know for sure, and because half of the cast are set up to die and are, really contestants on a reality TV show, they're just actors they hired, you're like, so how much of this was real, or how much of this was just like set up so that you can get these characters that you've created through to the next round so they can die where you want them to in their story. It just kind of takes away like the real like draw of reality TV is like the real people, the real emotions, the real actions they do. Nobody wants to see like stage scripted stuff. Nobody does. For a reality TV show at least. I don't. I definitely don't. I want to see. That's like what I like about reality TV. It's like, what are people willing to do? I mean, especially for money. People have their own motivations for going on reality TV. Some people go on for the money. Some people go on just because they're very competitive. Some people, they just want to be like Instagram famous. Everybody has their own drive, their own motivations. And that motivation that they have is what drives them in the show and controls the way they behave. Some people, they come out like, oh, I'm gonna go hard, I'm gonna do this, and they don't. They kind of simmer low and don't do much. Some people are strong, like strategic masterminds. You see it all the time on other shows. People are like a kind of a mix of both. Like, you never know what you're gonna get with people. That's why casting real people is so interesting, because you can just get so many different personalities. You can get somebody who is like so like kind-hearted and outspoken, but then they're like truly cooking strategically. Look at Dan Giesling from Big Brother. He was a high school teacher at a Christian school, and he's considered one of the greatest strategic masterminds of all time on Big Brother. You wouldn't think like, oh, this guy teaching, like, I can't remember, teach math at a Christian high school in wherever, Michigan, is going to be some great strategist. No, you wouldn't expect that. And that's what's so interesting about getting people, because you never know what you're going to get from them. That's why you need real people on reality. It's real, is in the word reality. It's kind of the whole draw of it. And plus, like I said, you really see how far people are willing to go. Somebody on Survivor literally voted out their own mom to get forward more on Survivor. Voted out literally her own mother to move forward in the game. She said, sorry mom, it was a mom, sad face. I'm like, like, people will do anything for money, for fame, for attention, even if it's 15 minutes of fame. Even if people are going to forget about them next week. But that's what makes reality TV so good, is that raw human drive and emotion. The betrayal of these people who you didn't know 3 weeks ago, and now you're like, I can't believe you would do this to me. You were like my best friend. I love you. Why would you do this to me? People are on these shows for like 3 weeks and fall in love. They're, like, getting real people, you just get so much from them. And like scripting half of it, these people aren't coming out here and be like, I'm gonna compete, I'm gonna do all these things. They're like, okay, this is my job, I have my script, I have to do this, I'm gonna die in like 2 episodes. You know what I mean? It's not the same. And I feel like they lost that in this show. The overscripted, the staged actors. Now, I did watch episode 6 as well. It's just this behind the scenes. It's also another half-hour episode. It's fine. You can watch it. It is interesting to see like just how like special effects like behind the scenes stuff. That is interesting. But it's it's just like it's behind the scenes, mostly in special effects and like how they made the show. It's fine. They there was like a line that I wrote down, and they said, "This is a reality show, and a lot of us haven't ever done reality meets horror, and unfortunately, you still have not." And they say, "I watch a lot of reality TV shows. Do you?" Well, I feel like you lost the plot of what reality TV is. I feel like I'm being so mean. It's just because I came into this with such high expectations. I'm like, oh my god, this is like a horror reality TV show. It's gonna be so much fun. Like it was like so good in theory, and then in practice you're like, oh, what are we doing? It's like once we start killing more people, and I'm like, I think, I think the one scripted staged actor dying to kick things off is okay. Because at least that's like a driving part of the story of the whole show. Just one person, though. Just one. One? Fine. I will give you the one person to kill off to jumpstart the whole thing. But 4 people out of a 10-person... Like, the cast was already small as it is, but cutting it down to actually maybe, as far as we know, 6 real people is like, girl, what are we doing? Why is like 50% of your cast not real? It's just like I want to know so badly. They don't mention this in the behind the scenes episode. Did they, on the creation of the show, did they speak to anybody at all that has ever actually worked on a reality TV show? Did they consult anybody for this? I would love to know if they did. Because ultimately, if they didn't, that's probably what went on here. Because this is just pretty much a bunch of special effects guys being like, we could do reality TV. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, I liked reality TV. We could do that. Yeah. And then I'm like, did you do it, or did we just kind of slap some shit together? I don't know. I would love to know if they actually talked to somebody who works on reality TV about this. If they had like a meeting, we're like, we want to do this reality TV show. What are your thoughts? This is what we have. This is our ideas. Or did you just go for it? Or do they? I feel like in my head, I imagine they had like a meeting with AMC, and they're like, yeah, cool, go for it. And that was like the last meeting, and they just kind of went into production. But I don't know. It's just like so. And also in the behind the episodes, they don't even like address like half of the cast or actors that we've hired. They just kind of show like the scenes of them like rehearsing and shit. They did most of it, and it's like, can we at least be like, the people we hired? They don't mention it at all. They do say they have extra challenges that they're cooking up. I think they're banking on to season 2. And I'm like, listen, we got some tweaking to do if you're gonna do a season 2, which is why I kind of want to make that video, like an overall video of like my whole thoughts on the show, on like what went wrong and what could do better. Because at least then I feel like I'll be more coherent. Because right now I'm kind of babbling, I'm rambling. Because that's how I feel watching the show. Babble, ramble, confusion, chaos. Where are we? What is our identity? Because we are not an unscripted show, but we're not a scripted show. We're like something in between. I think they had to pick a lane, and they did not. They're just like, we're gonna ride this middle. They said reality TV show, or could we do? They should have just gone, say, fuck reality TV, just made this like a full scripted show. It made it like set, like the setting in the show as a reality TV show, and then horror things start happening. I feel like that may have been more up their alley with the experiences that they have. Because I don't think the reality TV angle worked in this setting. I don't know. Just like, I don't know. I feel like I'm just keep saying the same things over and over because I'm just like so confused. Really, truly confused here. Ultimately, I mean, this wasn't a bad show. even though I am rambling and complaining, even though I'm mostly complaining, it really wasn't. It was a fine show. I just wish they had just kind of fully gone into a reality show. I wish we had more episodes, longer episodes. 5 episodes and they're half an hour each is just like not. It's like what, 2.5 hours of TV? There are episodes of like Stranger Things that are longer than that. And it's like, I just want more. And they didn't get. I hope they make some improvements if they do get a season 2. Because it's like the concept that they have in theory is so good, but they're just not executing it the way they need to. They really need to go just full gung-ho reality TV. No more actors, or at least just one. You can't. No 4, 5, 6. No. If you make this show and you're watching this video, don't do it. I'm begging you, don't do it. Please, just cast real people. Please. No more, and also no more Hyundai Tucson. No more Hyundai Tucson. Work on that contract with Hyundai, because I feel like y'all gave nothing. Y'all were like, okay, yeah, we'll do the 85 ad reads. No, please. I can't even look at the Tucson. But yeah, I was like, I truly don't know what to say. Also, I dropped my pen. Whoops. But like, also just on the episode itself, I didn't feel like I didn't even like give my thoughts on the finale. The challenges, like as always, ramp them up. I feel like just shooting zombies out a window when you can't even tell who's shooting what is okay. I feel like that. The barn, I thought it was more like escape roomy. It's just like find the paper. I'm like, okay. I don't know. It's like the whole vibe of the show is like, okay. Even like the horror, because like, I don't know. I think they break their own fourth wall so much that you can't even like get into the horror thing. Like, I shouldn't be. This is a horror show. I shouldn't be laughing at your horror show. Like, this is cartoonish. What are we doing? Like, I shouldn't be cackling. I should be in the horror atmosphere. I should be nervous, anxious. So I was more stressed out watching The Amazing Race this week than I was watching this show. And this is a horror show. I should be anxious, sweating, sick, stressed watching this. I should feel something. And that feeling for horror should not be hee hee ha ha. You know, I should not be hee hee ha haing at a horror show. So we gotta work on that. I don't know. I don't even know like what to say, because what do we say? What truly do we say? I don't know. So I guess that's kind of all I have for right now. I am going to do, like I've mentioned a million times already this video, I am planning on doing the video of Guts and Glory, what we did wrong, what can we do from here, prep for season 2, take my notes. As a reality TV connoisseur, someone who's been watching reality TV for far too long, my thoughts. So I'll be doing that. When? I don't know if it'll be Monday. We'll see. Sometime this week. We'll just throw that in there somewhere. Awesome. Upcoming videos. Survivor 49, episodes 7 and 8 will be out tomorrow, as well as The Amazing Race 7 and 8 also tomorrow, because yeah. That's when The Amazing Race is supposed to come out, and I'm behind on Survivor. Who's shocked? Just as late. Who's shocked? Not me. So, yep, that's where we'll be, and we'll be back, obviously, next Friday for Survivor 49 episode 9, and The Amazing Race episode 9 on Sunday coming up next week. And yeah, I will just be kind of doing Survivor 49 and The Amazing Race from here until the end of the seasons. And then, I don't know, we might take a little break. We got some also little videos cooking up there. We got obviously the traders. I gotta do a video on the cast, even though I know everybody saw the cast in June, but I didn't have a channel then, so I gotta talk about it myself. That'll be later, next month. So, and we got our whole January schedule that I gotta work up as well. We got 4 shows for January, February, March, that whole winter, spring era. We got some things cooking. So yeah, so that's kind of all I got for right now. I'll be back for that Guts and Glory, what are we doing, Joe video mess, because I got notes. I like just like a quick one at work the other day, because that's what I do at work when I'm bored. I just be planning shit for this channel, and I had like a full page, and it was just like my TLDR, like quick thoughts, and I'm like, oh boy, I can't tell this in the finale video because this will be 3 hours long, and nobody's gonna give a shit. Okay, but that is all I've kind of got. What truly do we say? What a fever dream this show was. Let me know all of your thoughts below. What are your thoughts on the finale, our last 2 challenges, our $10,000 Hyundai Tucson grand prizes for Colby? Excuse me, $15,000. What are your thoughts on all these cast murders they've done throughout the show? What are your thoughts on the show overall? Are you also as lost and confused as I was? Let me know. And of course, as always, if you'd like, you could leave a like and subscribe. Up to you. Whatever you want to do. No, up to you. Now, that is all I have for now. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, thank you. Thanks if you did. Because, girl, if you're one of the 5 people who watch the show, thanks for sticking to it. But yeah, that's all I have for now. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.